need to ask ourselves some questions throughout the process of diagnostics. These questions just kind of need to be in the back of our head, and we always kind of need logically thinking when we're doing any diagnostics. Is it temperature related? Is it cold? Is it hot? Does one act up more than the other? I usually like to drive the vehicle cold first, of course, if it's possible. If it works good for a little while, then all of a sudden it starts flaring, banging, bumping issues, valve body issues come to mind, TPC valves come to mind, that kind of thing, and see if the engine loads, sorry about that, make a difference. So driving through all the different engine loads to make sure the transmission acts in certain ways, different engine loads, that kind of thing. Does it act up in one particular shift or during certain? If you have no reverse, push it out of the shop. Tell you, point you in the direction of certain clutch back. It's kind of a two-part question. Missing shifts. First of all, we need to do is we need to see if the signal's there or if the command's there. Look at your scan tool. Is the solenoid actually commanded to shift? If so, let's prove it by checking the wire down at the trans. This is going to show you bad computers, bad drivers in the computers, that kind of thing. So once we prove that the electrical is good or bad, then we can shift our strategy. If the electrical is good, we know it's something in the transmission. If electrical is bad, we're outside of the unit still. So checking commands on the scan tool. Is it commanding lockup? If not, we're going to be looking at misfires. Your signal down at the solenoid itself flow. If you don't see an increase or decrease in cooler flow, we know the lockup switch valve has not moved. If you do see it, the solenoid's worked, the valve's moved, you either have a leak in the circuit or you have a converter issue, something along those lines. But we know the solenoid's worked and we know the valve's moved if you see a difference in cooler flow when commanded. Very helpful tool. Shift feel. Many things affect shift feel, clutch materials, pressures, accumulators, clearances, the list goes on, and engine loads. So we need to make sure the engine side is good. We also need to make sure the speed signals and ABS sometimes, four-wheel drive switches, that kind of stuff can affect your